Today I blew my account. I did it on a live stream. That wasn't very much fun. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about exactly what happened. I haven't blown my account in a very long time. We're going to look at it together. What did I do? What can I learn from that? And what can you learn from it as well? My name's Jason, and welcome to the channel. Trading was a disaster for me today. I did something I've not done in a long time. I blew my account and I blew it in front of the whole world. I'm going to just look at this honestly, authentically. I feel horrible. I feel embarrassed. I feel, the biggest thing is I feel like you as a viewer can't trust me because there are lots of YouTubers out there and you see all the wins that they do and you don't see their losses, and maybe they don't have the losses. But I put all of my losses right there out there in front of you, and it'd be very easy for you now not to trust me. I get it. Trust takes a long time to build up, and it is very quick to lose. If you don't trust me now, I get it, but here's what I want to do. It's important to me that I always look very closely and authentically at exactly what my mistakes are. I see what I can learn from those, and then I make sure that I let other people know about that so that they can learn from them as well. That's one of the cool things about the aviation industry. Anytime there's an airplane accident or a close call, they look very, very, very closely at what exactly happened so they can bring things into place so that such problems don't happen anymore. And as a result, the aviation industry went from early 1900s getting the first flight off the ground for 8 seconds to now, all over space travel, and even outside of the solar system, there have been satellites sent. So it's just been an amazing progression that's happened. And that's why I look at it very, very closely. And that's what I'm going to do right now. And I want you to know, when I look at my problems, when I look at my weaknesses, and when I look at my mistakes, I don't look at it from a perspective like, oh my goodness, I'm so bad. Look how terrible I am. No, I look at it just from a place of facts. What did I do? No emotion, no whatever. I just look to see what it is that happened. I look at my thinking and I look at my actions. And today we're going to talk mostly about the thinking that was going on that ultimately led me to make the mistakes that I did. You'll notice in every single major disaster that happens, it's almost never one thing that went wrong. It is almost always a series of things that then all came together that ultimately caused a major disaster, even from people who are very, very high quality. So we're going to take a look at this now at exactly what happened. But before I do that, why do people not look authentically at their own mistakes? And I think that's really important to note, because people have an innate, strong desire to look good or to avoid looking bad. And that even is to themselves. They want to look good to themselves or avoid looking bad to themselves. And they forget that looking at a weakness, looking at a mistake, it doesn't mean that you are bad. It is just simply looking at the facts of what's going on. And if you can move outside of this need to look good or to avoid looking bad, then you'll be able to look at your own mistakes very objectively and just see, all right, what kind of solutions can we put into place so that these issues don't happen again? Another thing, people oftentimes confuse acknowledging their weaknesses as the same as surrendering to their weaknesses. And they are not the same. You and I have weaknesses. We're human beings. It's just as the way that it is. And to acknowledge your weakness is not the same as surrendering to your weakness. It's okay to have weaknesses as long as you have a solution around those weaknesses to curb any possible detriment with it. So it's very important to me that I look at what happened today so that I can grow from it, and hopefully you can look at your own situations and grow from it as well. So what are the things that I did wrong? And remember, I'm focusing mostly on the mental game today with it. I'm not doing this in any particular order. I'm just looking at what they are, and then we're going to see what to do with it from there. The first thing I did, I even noticed before the live stream happened today, I kind of had like this too good to fail type attitude. Basically, I started getting very arrogant. I was getting wins. I hadn't had any major losses, even though we've had a majorly difficult trading year so far. I mean, it's January, and the first few weeks of January have just been challenging. Every single day, I've been profitable on my account, even with a difficult trading time. And so I basically thought, you know what? Almost subconsciously, I'm too good to fail. I can't. And that arrogance kind of slipped in. And here's another thing also. I was like, you know what? I don't see any other of these YouTubers putting their trading out here in a live stream. Look what I'm doing. How do we know those YouTubers are actually being profitable? How do we know they're not just choosing their best trading days, their best trading times? And so I was like, I'm going to show these other YouTubers. I'm going to make myself awesome, and they're all going to fall to the side. You know, I got into this competition type thing. So I was too good to fail. And I was like, I'm going to show everybody else how bad they are and how great I am. That's very, very arrogant. And look at the result of that. When you start being arrogant, something comes along and you kind of get knocked around a bit. And that's what happened to me today. The second thing that I did, I tell everyone in the trading room, the moment you make a change in the way that you trade, go to demo. Now, I'm not even talking about you make a change in your trading strategy. I'm just talking about a change in the way that you trade. Maybe you get a new mouse. Well, go to demo immediately, because you don't know if this mouse is going to feel the same way. And if it feels slightly different, then that's going to be playing in the back of your mind constantly. If you get a new monitor, go to demo for a while, because you're going to be experiencing the charts differently as soon as you start looking at things from a different monitor. Even if it's a better monitor, you're still going to see it differently. Well, there are a lot of changes that happened in order for me to be able to do a live stream. First thing is that I can't use my laptop for my trading. I usually have my charts on my computer, on my desktop, and my pocket option on my laptop. But I couldn't do that because of the streaming software. And I needed to make sure that you guys could see my pocket option screen. So I actually had my pocket option over on my second screen over here. That's a whole change. It's not a big change, but nonetheless, it's a change. Another change was I have the YouTube comments going on down here on my laptop, and I'm trying to be interacting with the comments and doing it on YouTube. Well, that's a whole different thing. Another change is it's a live stream, which, yes, I trade live every single day, or every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the trading room, and I do it several times a day, but that's still a different experience than doing a live stream. And I even mentioned that a couple times on the live streams. I was like, wow, it's a little bit vulnerable putting your trading out in front of the whole world and not just like in the trading room. And, you know, it's at first very difficult for me to like step out and say, okay, I'm going to go from being a trader into now putting my trading on display to people in the trading room. Like, that was already a challenge, and, you know, overcame that and been doing that for a couple of years, and it's really great. But now I'll end up putting it live on YouTube for everyone else to see, who I have no real relationship with yet. And that was a whole different experience. And I didn't go to demo. Well, of course I'm not going to go to demo. Why am I not going to go to demo? Because as soon as I go to demo, all of you, this is what's going on in my mind, all of you are going to think, oh, look, he's just doing a demo. He can't actually trade. If he can actually trade, then do it live. All of that stuff was going on here. So I was like, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to look bad. And therefore, I'm going to go with live. Never trading on demo, never practicing it on demo before going live. And here's the key principle. Anytime you make a change to your trading, do demo. And I didn't do that. That was a mistake. Another mistake that I made, I was thinking, I better take a trade or people are not going to like this. Or, you know, I mentioned this a few times, the market's not playing our game. I really shouldn't have been trading. Maybe take a couple and I got a loss. And then once I got that one win in there, brought me back up to $460 in my account. I really should have stopped there. And I even said on the live stream, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll just stop here. I think I'll just kind of go with a loss. And then the dollar yen came, it was looking pretty good. And I took that. Why did I do that? Like, that's just not smart, because I was thinking, like with the stuff that was going through my mind, it's almost subconscious. It's very, very fast, fleeting thoughts. You got to learn to recognize those when they're going on. I was thinking, man, nobody wants to show up and watch me do nothing. So I better take trades. Nobody wants to show up and see me down on the day. So I better take trades. I even said, man, I might even just leave it as a loss today. But no, let's see if I can get it back into profit. You see what caused those thoughts? Well, those thoughts were based on I didn't want people out there in the YouTube world to be disappointed in me. Well, here's a crazy thought, guys, is that when you try to avoid something, you actually cause it. So I was trying to avoid people thinking that I'm not good, trying to avoid people thinking, oh my goodness, you're a bad trader because you have a loss of what, blah, 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 blah. I was trying to avoid that. Well, what did that do? That actually caused me to get the losses and possibly people then thinking the very thing about me that I was trying to avoid. Fascinating, isn't it? Another thing I did was I noticed that I was not feeling emotionally good. Kind of in general, there's a lot going on, a lot of transitions, a lot of things happening, even just in my personal life. And so coming in trading and exposing myself even more. So there's a lot kind of going on anyway. And then also, even while I was trading, I noticed, man, I'm not feeling very good emotionally right now. And yet I continued to trade through that. Again, I didn't want to disappoint anyone, but I was like, wow, I'm noticing this. I'm really not even feeling very good internally. Maybe I should even consider just stopping or pausing or something like that. If you go back and you watch the live stream, you're going to notice that I started kind of dancing and singing and stuff, just like, and I do that oftentimes to kind of help break me out of a certain emotion that I'm in. It's a very common tactic for me, or maybe I'm just bored. Sometimes I do it because I'm simply bored, but that's very common for me to do. Now, here's the thing. That is a strategy in how to deal with something in life. You have a strategy of how to deal with you feeling down, and those strategies are really good. But when there is a context, a higher context that is working against you anyway, an opposing context, your strategies are not going to work. What do I mean by that? I had a context of I had to please the people. I had to do well for the people. And if there's that context going on there, my strategy for dealing with something in life isn't going to make any difference. Because that context was disempowering me. That context was bringing me down. I've got to make sure that I do it well for the people. Can you guys see that? How powerful this have to look good or avoid looking bad? See how powerful of a force that is in human nature? If you look in your life, you'll see that in your life as well. It's crazy. That context was ruling everything that I was doing, and therefore my strategy for getting out of this uncomfortable emotional state didn't even work. And the next thing is that, and this is really the last one, I'm taking on too much. I'm just taking on too many things. There's lots of really cool things happening in the trading room, and I'm really excited about training new people and releasing new material and trading with the people and doing all kinds of really, really cool stuff. And on top of that, I'm doing 3 to 4 trading sessions every single day. That is too much trading. Period. Trading is such a mental game, and it requires so much mental focus. It wears you out to be in the market constantly. So I really want to encourage everyone, cut the amount of trading that you're doing in half. Just reduce your overall exposure to the market by maybe 50% and see what that even starts to do to your own trading. Really good friend of mine, also one of our moderators, he actually called me today and said, Jason, I was actually thinking about you this morning, and I think you're just taking on too much. There's just too many things you're trying to do. And that's true. That's actually true, because I'm very, very excited about training the world in this and bringing people financial freedom and seeing what we can do. You can be zealous for something, you can be excited for something, and there is a reality to taking on too much. So what am I going to do from now? I'm still talking with people to just think, okay, what would be the best thing? I think one of the things I'm going to do, I might just put a pause to the live trading sessions. Not because I'm afraid of making my trades public. I mean, you come into the trading room, they are public. You see them all. I tell people exactly what I'm getting into before I get into it. Every single person knows exactly what my account is doing. So I'm not even afraid. It's not because I'm afraid of that, but I think maybe I am taking on too much. And so I'm going to just kind of like pull back a little bit, make sure I'm focusing on the areas that people really need, that's going to make a difference in people's trading. I want to produce some really good YouTube videos to train you guys. And then I think I will bring back live trading on YouTube again because I really want to do that. I think that's so important, but I think that might be the step to pull back from. So those are the 6 things that I believe that I did royally wrong in my trading today. And I focused on the mental side. There are some trading mistakes that I made, and I very well may do a video about those also. But those are the mental mistakes that I made that caused me to go down the road that I went down. So I hope that this video has been helpful for you. And I am looking forward to be able to do more videos, and I want to just be open and authentic and show you the awesome trades that we make and show you also the mistakes that we made, and really so that all of us can grow and become great traders together. I would love to see you in the trading room. We do have a free course that we have released that gives exactly what the strategy is, money management. You also get to see what the trading room looks like inside the trading room. You get to see videos of us trading. I just think you're going to really, really like that. Just go to binarymasterclass.com and you'll be able to download, you'll be able to put in your email address and information, and you'll get immediate access to that training. So I'm looking forward to seeing you in the trading room, and have a great day.